But I believe a lot of people gravitate towards the silver and the gold for the same exact identical reason as why I gravitated towards the silver and the gold toward the very end of 2017. Financial preparation purposes. And right now, with everything going on, not just in the country, but around the world, I would assume we're going to see massive, massive, massive uncertainty really begin to snowball starting today. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well, feeling great, and staying safe. Today is election day, election 2020, and I wanted to talk about how silver and gold are reacting to election day, and I also have some stock market, stimulus, and lockdown news. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there, go check it out. And if you want to get some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel, I would really appreciate that. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. But today I wanted to talk about both silver and gold. I wanted to talk about both of the precious metals, and I wanted to compare what they're doing today to what they were doing yesterday. But before we can even get into the precious metals, we have to talk a little bit about the current events going on, because I believe some of these points are going to be playing a role in what silver and gold do next. So first things first, we have a little bit of stock market news. As we can see, the stock market has started to rise as of yesterday, which is what I reported, and now as of today, it's up even higher, and Wall Street is actually expecting that a clear winner will be chosen tonight, which many are finding pretty surprising, considering that the number of experts and reports that have been coming out have been saying that it's going to take several days, potentially weeks, for a confirmation regarding who wins the election. However, when a winner is finally announced, whether it be tonight or whether it be a couple days or a week or so in the future, whenever it's going to be, it should give us the clarity that we've been waiting for and act as an indicator of the future of our country, the economy, and stimulus. And speaking of stimulus, it's evident that it won't be happening before Election Day, considering that today is Election Day and it still hasn't happened yet, but Americans are still hoping for relief, especially with the fear that we may see lockdowns in the US again. As previously reported, the governor of New Jersey has already publicly stated that he won't rule out another lockdown if need be, and now we're seeing the governor of New York requiring visitors to prove they tested negative for the sickness within 3 days of arriving. Many see this as a red flag and are anticipating that a second lockdown may be coming. However, several experts, such as the researchers at Johns Hopkins, believe that the US is unlikely to institute another lockdown, but rather increase testing. But it should come to no surprise that even the possibility of another lockdown increases the level of nervousness in the stock market, affects the potential for second stimulus, and it drives people toward going into financial panic mode, which often leads them to gravitate towards, well, what this whole channel was about, which is what I wanted to talk about today. I want to talk about the silver. I want to talk about the gold. I just had to get a couple of key points out of the way because it's very, very important. It's very critical. It's crucial to talk about what's going on outside of the precious metals, because they can absolutely play a huge role in increasing spot price, decreasing spot price, or causing them to essentially sit tight. And by the way, on Sunday night's live stream, when we were talking about the precious metals, people were asking me if I'm going to go live on election day. Depends on when I get home tonight. I don't even know if I want to be on the internet with all of the craziness going on tonight. So that's still up in the air for tonight. But as for tomorrow night, I will absolutely be going live in the VIP club. It's where I can do things on my own terms. And I'm also doing giveaways, discounts, personalized promo codes, shoutouts, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale, and you can watch all of the YouTube videos commercial free. If you want to join, it'll be the first link in the description. But now, back to the precious metals. Let's talk about the silver, let's talk about the gold. Today, we see the spot price of silver still in the $24 range. What we saw happen yesterday was the spot price of silver finally climbed back up above the $24 mark. We saw last week it dropped from $24 to the $23 range, and it essentially sat there for a couple of days, and here we are this week Silver's up a little bit. Today it's up a little bit more. It's still in the $24 range. So it really hasn't done very much as I'm recording today's video. Who knows what it's going to do later in the day or later in the week. Got to keep our eyes peeled. Got to keep our head on a swivel. And now as for gold, gold is actually up a little bit. We saw last week gold went down about $20, $30. We saw this week on Monday, yesterday, the spot price go up a little bit. It went up about, I think, maybe $15. And now gold is actually back above the $1,900 mark. So it seems to be that gold is reacting a little bit more than silver is. But as I always say, all of the markets, whether it be the gold market, the silver market, the precious metal market in general, the stock market, the general state of the economy, real estate, it goes for absolutely everything. Typically what we see when one begins to move, we see the others begin to follow, whether it be in an upward direction, whether it be in a downward direction. As I said earlier in the video, stock market's up. We're seeing green essentially across the board. We see silver up from where it was yesterday, which is up from where it was last week, but it's not really too much higher. Gold, on the other hand, is up quite a bit from where it was these last couple of days, so it seems to be as though they are following the same trends, which is what I talk about all of the time. This is what I've been saying for months, years now at this point. I've been saying this for a very long time. When one market begins to move, that could be a little bit of an indicator, that could be a little bit of a red flag as to what's going to happen with that market over there or this market over here. Oftentimes, they follow the same trends, which is why I always encourage people, study the markets, pay attention to absolutely everything. Have your computer, your phone, whatever it is that you use, have a bunch of different tabs open and make sure to keep an eye on everything. Everything in the realm of economics and finance, all of the different markets, the silver, the gold, the stock market, the real estate, the unemployment numbers, look at everything. You got to pay attention to everything. And if you stay one step ahead of the game by paying attention to all of the markets, it could really be rewarding. Now, like I said, all of the markets, including the markets that you're not involved in. You do not have to be involved in stocks to look at the stock market. You don't have to be involved in real estate to pay attention to the real estate market. You don't even have to be involved in precious metals to pay attention to what's going on with the precious metals. I've been saying this for a very long time. Always pay attention to absolutely everything going on. Now, don't bombard yourself with all of the numbers. That'll be information overload, but at the very least, pay attention. Take some mental notes. Just take a quick little peek as to what's going on over there, what's going on over here. Is it up over here? Is it down over there? Pay attention. And my expectation for the next couple of days, because as I've been saying these last couple of weeks, I don't think we're going to get any results tonight. I don't think we're going to get any results tomorrow. I'd be very surprised if we get results even this week. Something tells me we got a little bit of waiting to do. So my expectation for the next couple of days, the next week or so, is that the uncertainty is going to build right back up again. If we don't get a quick answer, that uncertainty is going to go right back up. And I would assume that the stock market is going to go right back down. A lot of people, when there is economic uncertainty, or when they or the country is going through financial hardships, which we have been seeing this entire year so far, we see people liquidate and sell off portions of their portfolios. They sell off some of their assets, whether it be paper, whether it be physical. A lot of people try to liquidate so they have the cash on hand. Got a little bit of cash right here. The same $75 I use for practically all my videos. Almost falling apart. But point being is that people liquidate to have cash on hand in the event of things getting economically disastrous. People try to have the cash on hand, whether it be because of an emergency or because they don't know if new policies are going to be set in place or new regulations are going to come about that's going to impact their investments or increase their taxes. Whatever the case may be, a lot of people sell off out of fear, out of uncertainty. And if there's one word to describe what's going on right now all over the planet, it's the word uncertainty. People don't know what's going to happen next. Today, people don't know what the result of the presidential election is going to be. That's just today. That's just this week. What did we see last week? What are we going to see next week? People not knowing if they're going to get a second stimulus. People not knowing if they're going to be able to finally go back to work. Or the people who already did go back to work, they don't know if they're going to be sent back home. There's massive uncertainty right now, and the fact that we are not going to get a result as to who wins this presidential election, I would assume we're going to see massive uncertainty really begin to snowball starting today. That's my honest expectation. I could be completely wrong. Maybe we'll get the results tonight. I highly doubt that with the number of vote by mail ballots going out. I don't even know if those are going to be received by today. I highly doubt that, which is why they've been saying the next couple of days, the next couple of weeks, they're still going to be collecting, they're still going to be counting them up, and we're not going to get a for sure answer until sometime in hopefully the very near future. But regardless of what the result is, regardless of who wins, our current president is going to be here till January no matter what. Whether he gets reelected, he'll still be here the rest of November, all of December, and into the beginning of January, and then obviously for another 4 years. Or if he loses, he's still going to be there till January. He's still going to be there November, December, and early January until a new president comes in. So regardless of what happens, our current president isn't going anywhere for the next 2 months. And by the way, speaking of what I said in yesterday's video, regardless of who the loser is, they're going to contest it, they're going to fight it, they're going to rile up their supporters, and we're going to see a lot of chaos. Hopefully only online, hopefully not too much in the real world, and I would not be a bit surprised if it leads to an even bigger disaster. Not to be overly negative, I'm just trying to be realistic. When people don't have the answers that they're looking for, some people find it worse to not have an answer at all. Myself included. I don't like being left in the dark. I don't like not knowing information. So I can only imagine what everybody is going to be going through right now. It's going to be incredibly frustrating and confusing and agonizing not knowing what the answer is and what the near future and the distant future have in store. Because there's a lot going on. Today's election day, and as I've been saying these last couple of months, it's not just a presidential election. We have so much on our plates right now. We have the second stimulus, we have lockdowns, we have a worldwide health crisis. We have a lot going on right now. It's not just a presidential election. We experience this every 4 years. This is a little bit different. We don't go through all of this every 4 years. So it's incredibly confusing, it's incredibly frustrating, and during times of confusion and frustration, a lot of people that I've noticed gravitate towards the silver and the gold. And why is that? Because they're typically seen as pretty solid ways of preserving your wealth for the long term and act as a hedge against inflation. Sure, they go up and down in value, but if you look at the trends, it has more of an upward trajectory. It's not going to go straight up. Nothing ever goes straight up. And if it does go straight up, oftentimes it comes straight down. Because that's the way things work. They got to build their way up. They got to fall sometimes and climb back up. 5 steps up, 3 steps down. 2 steps up, 1 step down. 10 steps up, 7 steps down. 3 steps up, 2 steps down. That's just the way it works. More so up. In my opinion and from my perspective. Take what I say with a grain of salt, because I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy with a camera. Don't take this as financial advice. Do your own research. Look at the trends. Look at the charts. Look at the graphs yourself and come to your own conclusion. But there's a reason I'm stacking the silver and the gold. I'm not just talking about something that I don't do. I have the silver and gold in front of me. There's a reason I stack the silver and the gold. It's in preparation of financial hardships. I consider this to be somewhat of a kind of, not exactly, a physical at-home savings account. That's just the way I see it. I personally don't view it as an investment. You're more than welcome to view it as an investment or call it an investment if that's what you want. I would disagree, but The good news is we don't have to agree with each other. You don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. We might not be on the same page, but if we're talking about the silver and the gold, we're probably at least in the same book, so at least there's some type of common ground. But the point I'm trying to get across is I consider this to be a way of saving money in a way that I find to be the safest. There's a lot of different ways of saving money. There's a lot of different ways of preserving your wealth, or there's a lot of different ways you can use something as a hedge against inflation. But in my honest opinion, silver and gold seem to be the most solid ways to go, which is why I've been stacking the silver and the gold. But I believe a lot of people gravitate towards the silver and the gold for the same exact identical reason as why I gravitated towards the silver and the gold toward the very end of 2017. Financial preparation purposes. And right now, with everything going on, not just in the country, but around the world, now is a pretty smart time to be financially prepping if you have not yet started financially prepping. The best time to start was years and years and years ago. The next best time is right now. Some people who haven't gotten started yet, hey, you got to start sometime. And a lot of people gravitate towards the silver and the gold for that reason right there. Silver and the gold, timeless. Silver and the gold, it's always been here. The good thing about silver and gold is it's been here for thousands of years before we got here, and it'll be here thousands of years after we leave. Silver and gold have always been here. They've always been present. They've always been relevant. They've always been internationally recognized as money, biblically recognized as money, constitutionally recognized as money. In my opinion, what more could you ask for? That's how I came to the conclusion. That's how I formulated my decision. I encourage each and every one of you, if you are a first-time listener, if you don't know anything about precious metals, do some research. Read plenty of articles, watch tons of videos, talk to people who work at coin shops, talk to as many people as possible, and come to your own conclusion. Don't make a decision based off of my conclusion. Make a decision based off your conclusion regarding the precious metals. And if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my own terms. Not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams. They're smaller, easier to manage. I'm also doing giveaways, discounts, personalized promo codes, shout-outs, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale on a bunch of different websites. And of course, you can watch all of the YouTube videos commercial-free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 2,000 subscribers. We just hit 1,500, and I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. It comes out of my pocket, not yours. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to the silver and the gold, with the spot price not really moving all that much. I mean, we're seeing a little bit more of an increase from gold rather than silver, but they're both up from where they were yesterday and late last week. And when it comes to the presidential election, and when it comes to potentially a second round of stimulus checks, when it comes to the stock market, when it comes to the lockdowns, let's keep our opinions to ourselves. Let's focus on the facts, the numbers, the experts. And with all of that being said, what do you think everything going on right now is going to do to the silver and the gold? Do you think that it's going to cause silver and gold to go up in the short term? Do you think it's going to go down in the short term but go really high up in the long term? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.